Hi, I'm Jeff Gonzalez with Trident Concepts, and today I'd like to talk to you about Appendix Carry. So Appendix Carry has been around, say, about 100 plus years. And there's a lot of good things about it. There's also some things that you need to be careful about, but there's primarily a lot more positive than negative. When it comes to the negative, there are two things that we have to be really careful about. Number one is during the drawstroke that we don't prematurely move our finger to the trigger. And then number two, when we're reholstering, that we maintain the muzzle in a safe direction. So each of those is kind of unique. The biggest problem that we see on the drawstroke is when people try to move their finger to that trigger. And so there's been several incidences where people move the finger too quickly, they start applying pressure to the trigger, and as they do, they haven't quite cleared, or they are still close enough to the body that when they fire the shot, they actually contact their body. So there's been some injury as a result of that. I tell people all the time that your finger shouldn't move to the trigger until your sights are on target, but yet we still see it happen. All it takes is for you to do a Google search of some crazy videos and you'll see what I'm talking about. The second part has to do with safe direction. Now, we always say don't let the muzzle cover anything we're not willing to kill, destroy, or buy. And the problem is that what happens when I have to go back into the holster and I have to be very close to my body as I do it. So there are two things that we talk about. One, if you can't move the muzzle away, then move your body away. So what we typically will teach is for folks to take a step back with their strong legs. So when they take a step back, it helps to kind of clear up their muzzle a little bit. And then the last thing we talk about is actually canting the muzzle away from their body as they finish the reinsertion of the holster. So real quick, I'll kind of go through that. So as I come in to clear my cover garment and I grab my pistol, I want to make sure that my finger is still on home position. The next thing I want to do is I want to draw this pistol up nice and high so that I clear my weak hand, and then as I come together to meet and extend to the target, everything should go back to normal, any type of other draw stroke. The big thing about making sure that I clear my hand, I want to keep my hand nice and high, my weak hand nice and high, but I want to bring this strong hand up nice and high, because if I have to take any shots from close contact, I want to be clear to do that, meaning that I want my slide to be able to reciprocate. So if I bring it up nice and high towards my pec, that'll ensure that the slide can cycle. Now, when it comes time to reholster, what I will tell people is double check to make sure that your finger is straight. So what we'll do is we'll actually turn the gun sideways so that we can observe that our trigger finger is straight. It's like that double check. Yes, I know that you probably have moved your finger off, but go ahead and observe the fact that you have moved your finger off the trigger. So once I do that, I'll go ahead and clear my cover garment. As I go to insert the pistol, I'm going to go ahead and take this step back. As I take that step back, I've cleared up the muzzle somewhat. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to press my hand against my body, which is then going to go ahead and move the muzzle away from my body as I finish the reinsertion. All right, so make sure you practice as safely as you possibly can. I strongly encourage you to go ahead and do this unloaded. If you have access to a blue gun, that's even better. I'm Jeff Gonzalez. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you post any comments or input that you have down below. Until then, stay safe.